Coach, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Medical update is, I think it's the same. I think it's just Hassan, and whether he'll be, active or not. I do think Hassan is feeling a little better. I think he's feeling better than he was feeling, but so we'll see whether he can go or how much he can. If he can go or how much he can go. That's it. Everyone else is available.
Dave and Joe start us off.
Hey, Dan, how important is it to kind of keep the momentum going after the big win Tuesday night? And it might be too early to start thinking about this, but in terms of, Big East tournament seeding and even NCAA tournament seeding, how important is that? Is that on your mind at all in terms of finishing up strong and trying to, even trying to get a Big East regular season title, which certainly the odds aren't great, but still possible?
Yeah. I think, for us, I think can we create some momentum here in February? Just with everything that the team has had to, deal with during the course of the season. Basically from the beginning of, from Thanksgiving on, it's, the team is, it's tough losses, it's just bad health. And, now hopefully we're going to get healthier and, starting to play as well as we can play in February and March. But yeah, I mean, it's we know that we want to have a hope to win the regular season. You got to win out. And then just in general, just getting, our confidence back all the way. We've proven to be a really good road team. Be able to win at Texas and win at Marquette and win at Creighton. It's kind of, but we got a chance to be hopefully as healthy as we've been the whole year. If we could just get Hassan feel a little better, and then hopefully we can make a run in February, March.
Ahmad is, I know you asked about this a lot, but Ahmad is good to go, and just a matter of, Seton Hall is a team that probably puts a little more pressure than Creighton does. I mean, could we see him a little bit more tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, with Seton Hall, you're obviously worried about, the pressure, the 2-2-1, the run and jump, the diamond press, full court man, the switching, the matchup, the hard hedges and the ball screens, the high flats. I mean, you're prepared for all those things. We've got to, obviously, for us, you put your best players on the court this time of year. And, for us right now, we just got to get our best players on the court and make it work.
Hey, Dan.
Great, thanks.
Oh, sorry, Dave.
What's up?
Before the Marquette game, you talked about sort of the quick reactions and the hot takes and things like that. I wondered just how do you manage that with the team? Obviously there was a lot of positives that you could take out of that Creighton win. How do you keep them focused?
Yeah, I mean, the good thing, I think, well, I guess it's easier for coaches it probably is the players, because obviously this generation and obviously a lot of people feed into it. just the social media reactions, and all those things. I mean, we preach to our players that, your life, like you got to live in the real world, get off your phone. Social media is not the real world. Engagement farming media is not the real world. Just stay locked in on, your preparation and, people, unfortunately, people react hysterically constantly. And, if you, like Liam just did, he's the greatest player in the country. If he plays bad tomorrow, he's going to get criticized. So, it's the world that we're all in.
And your defense, you're back into the top 100 on Ken Palm defensively. I guess
Woo! Pop the champagne.
what have you liked about where that progress has been made and the direction you're going?
I mean, listen, it couldn't get worse. I mean, it has, it has improved. I think the sophomores have improved at that end, making less mistakes. I think, the players have gotten tougher at that end of the court. I think it's beyond just the defense. I think the rebounding too, being able to out rebound our last two opponents that are good rebounding teams is big for us. We can't give that back, with turning the ball over. So yeah, I mean, I think we have more confidence in our ability at that end of the court, and that certainly is going to help us, this time of year.
Thank you.
You got it.
And go Adam, Roger, Mark, that order.
Hey, Dan, it's obviously been a tough and frustrating year for Shaheen at Seton Hall. Have you spoken to him, or do you have any message for him, or will you talk to him at all after the game and give him a message? Or
Yeah, I mean, I love Shaheen. I'll always talk. We spoke maybe a couple weeks back, and everyone's going through it. Whether you're having a great season or you're not. I think just coaching. Being a college coach today. Being a college basketball coach today. There's a lot to it. To deal with NIL and deal with the portal and dealing with dealing with social media, dealing with engagement, farming media people. I mean, it takes its toll. Plus the pressure you put on yourself, which is far exceeds. I mean, Shaheen has proven himself as a coach. He's banked so much in his resume. With what he did at St. Peter's. What he did last year, winning the NIT, and it should have been a tournament team. And when we talk, we share ideas and support each other. And I think as much as coaches are, for the most part, I think a lot of us Big East coaches are, really going to try to beat the heck out of each other on game night. But I do think, with a lot of us, there's a lot of compassion for each other and empathy, for what the job is. And so I do think that I've seen that change. I think there's a lot closer relationships amongst coaches. Now I know that I have in this league that, just because what the other guy's going through.
Are you confident that if he gets his roster straightened out going forward, they'll be back in the mix, next year and in the future?
I think college basketball now is a 1 year situation. I think now with the volatility of the sport, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. Obviously, you have to have the resources in place, or else you have no shot. But I think across the board now, the volatility of the sport. I don't think, I don't think having a great brand is as important as it was not too long ago. I think right now it's you're pretty much having to put together a new team, on a yearly basis. And some years you're going to get it. Some years you're going to get it right. Some years you're going to get it wrong. Some years you're going to be pretty good. Some years you're going to be championship level. It's just this thing right now is, just the volatility of things. I think, when you have an amazing coach like Shaheen, as a fan base and as a university, you store some seasons that aren't as good as others, and support your coach, and he'll get it right.
Thanks, buddy. See you tomorrow.
See you, bud.
Dan, can a game like Liam had the other day with his confidence and his swagger be infectious to the team and their confidence? And have you seen that all in practices since then?
Well, I mean, that's what we knew we were losing when Liam went out. That Cam Spencer, that Donovan Clingan, that Andre Jackson type of confidence. Everyone believes because this guy's got this, this shit about him that empowers his teammates and inspires his teammates and gives the team confidence. And that's just having a personality like that back in the fold. It's so important at a place like UConn, where you have a huge target on you in a variety of ways. You have a huge target, so he embraces it though. He feeds off it. He loves, he loves to compete. And he loves to win. And he came to you with two big things. I think the message with him is just the best thing you could do. I think is just to not be a phony. I think there's enough phonies in the world. There's enough phonies in sports. I think the best thing you could do is just be yourself, be authentic, and I think that's how he shows up. He's not manufactured. He's a passionate, intense, warrior competitor.
And you had mentioned going into the Creighton game that you could possibly go with a bigger lineup, him handling the ball a lot because Creighton didn't trap or press a whole lot. Is it something that you can carry forward? I mean, can it translate into other games where there's more pressure on the ball?
Yeah, I mean, this is a matchup game. Obviously, last year's team, which was, last year's team probably didn't, get its due as a massive team, as one of the best teams in the last 25, 30 years until it was all over. No one really talked about us last year as much as they are this year. So even though we're all doing the same things. So, I think for this year's team, I think some matchups aren't as good as others for us. Last year, it didn't matter. There was no matchup for us that was a problem. We could beat you in every type of game, and your style didn't matter. This year, we're not as good as we've been. So certain matchups aren't as good for us, but the Marquette and the St. John's games, some of those, maybe 30% of those turnovers were caused in those games by, like the pressure, 30, 40%. The other part of those were just, not playing good basketball, being loose with the ball. So, we've worked very hard since the St. John's game on handling pressure and spacing and getting open and attacking pressure and facing traps and beating it over the top, even with a lineup that doesn't have a pure point guard.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach. Alex has been kind of marred in this shooting slump, but I have to ask you, he's played so much better, especially last game. I'd argue Liam had all of the pub with his 38-point game, but without Alex, his putbacks, his clutch floater at the end, you guys probably don't win that game, and you don't win a lot of games without Alex on this team. So what can you talk about his mentality from the switch where you talked about after the St. John's game, him being a perfectionist, and it felt like he took your advice and said F it and just shot as many shots as he could, and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, it's like the kid. We don't have any. We don't have anything that we got right now in the bank. Without this kid, we didn't start winning until he got here at the level we have. So. Yeah, and I thought he just played. You could play really well. You could play great. You could play a winning game and shoot bad. And Alex played a major winning game. The floater was the field goal that gave us the lead. He also threw Sampson a dunk. For another basket where Sampson just didn't space away enough, or else Alex would have assisted on another critical basket when he drove it. And then what he's done defensively, those huge offensive rebounds too, and then just his communication and his ability to keep people organized with matchups and strategy and all those things. He's gonna find his way out of this, and then he's gonna light up. Once he sees that first one go in, I think he's gonna light up February and March.
Coach, I'll leave you with this because Joe mentioned inside the top 100 for Ken Pom. You're top 25 in Bart Torvik in the last I think 3 weeks. So something to hang your hat on.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, our defense, I know the last 3 games has been top 20 caliber defense. And, again, with Liam in, it's a much different, scenario for us.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Flashlights.
We're optimistic, excited.
Thanks, Coach.
Dan, it's Wayne. Coleman's been the man for them. What are some of the things he does well, and what are some of the challenges he will present tomorrow?
Yeah, so we're preparing for them to be fully healthy with Diawusu, who we've been battling like it feels like forever from his St. John's days, and Jenkins obviously, and they're a much different team. And watching and going back to watching them when they were healthy and. Was Providence on the road was the last time that they were actually healthy. So, we obviously have to prepare for, for these guys to be back and then to be at full health. But yeah, this is a Big East game, the Big East road game. It's going to be a tough game, and we obviously for us to be able to get on some type of a roll here late, tomorrow is it's a Super Bowl type of game for us.
It's like that's all we have in the queue. Anything else? Everyone's getting ready
Okay.
for Valentine's Day. Wayne couldn't even wait to be called on. Thanks, Coach.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Hope you got your flowers for your loved one.
You too.